join me back here. Today we're going to talk about some Christmas romances. I am hesitant to call this a recommendation video because I do have some on here that I haven't read yet that I want to read this year. So this is kind of a mix of books that I've read, that I want to recommend to you, some books that I haven't read that I would like to get to this year. It's just a collection of Christmas romance books that we're going to talk about today. Let me start with the ones that I have read. First up, I have a Very Merry Bromance by Lisa K. Adams. I talked about this in my November wrap-up. This is the newest book in the Bromance Book Club series. Excellent series overall. Liked every single one of them. If you like spicier, funny rom-coms, excellent. Love them. Basically, the premise of the whole series is we have a group of guys who get together and read romance books to learn how to romance their women. Hilarious concept to me. Hilarious execution. This one particularly, our main character, Colton, is a country singer star, and our main female protagonist, Gretchen, is a lawyer who advocates for like immigrant families who are being forced to be deported. They have a one-night stand. Colton falls deeply in love with Gretchen, and Gretchen is kind of reserved and held back. Definitely grumpy sunshine trope. He's the sunshine, she's the grump. They are forced to kind of work together. Her family owns like a whiskey company or something like that and wants Colton to be a brand ambassador, and so she's the one tasked with getting him to work with their company. You can kind of guess what happens from there. Excellent. Loved it. The audiobooks for these are great. Andrew Iden is a great audiobook narrator for the male side of things. Love them. And all this happens around Christmas time. Colton, our main male protagonist, loves Christmas. Gretchen hates it, so he's kind of trying to convince her to love the holiday. That's going to be a trope for a couple of these that I've read, actually. Next up, I have The Christmas Pact by V. Keelan. This is kind of a novella. It's super short, less than 200 pages. I read it as an ebook on Scribd, maybe? I don't know. Basically, our two main characters have reversed names. Her name is Riley Kennedy. His name is Kennedy Riley. They work for the same company, different sections, different buildings. They've never met each other, but they keep getting emails sent to each other that aren't theirs. So he'll receive her emails, she'll receive his emails. They kind of forward them to each other, but he always puts his 2 cents in. He always reads her emails and kind of gives her input that is not wanted. And she kind of doesn't like him for this. And so when they are forced to meet each other at a Christmas party, they meet in person and eventually come to an agreement that they will help each other out over the Christmas season. He has a wedding to go to, doesn't have a date. She'll be his date. She has an overbearing family that thinks that she doesn't really have anything going on with her life, so he'll come help her with that, be an exciting boyfriend for the holidays, that type of thing. There's spice in this. Good character development, even though it is so short, I still felt connected to the characters. It was great overall. If you're looking for a short, spicy Christmas romance, this is it. It was great. Next up, I have Love Like Farms by B.K. Borison. Best friends to lovers. Our main female protagonist, Stella, owns a Christmas tree farm and has entered this competition that has like a prize money type thing. It's like a small business competition. And in her application, she stated that she started this Christmas tree farm with her boyfriend. So now she needs a boyfriend because she doesn't already have one. And so she asked her best friend, Luca, to pretend to be her boyfriend for this competition. They both pine after each other for like 10 years. I almost DNF'd this. I talked about it in my November wrap-up. I did not, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. I almost DNF'd it because I thought it was going to be a slow burn romance. I love a good slow burn. I thought it was going to be a slow burn, and it's not. Once they agree to date, they kind of jump into it and actually like date, whether they're around people or whether they're not. They kind of use this as a trial period for what a relationship between the two would actually be like. I was not anticipating that. I would have preferred like a slow burn, which is why I was a little thrown off by it. If you go into it knowing that's not what it is, I think this is a good story. It's sweet, the ending is sweet. There's potential for a miscommunication trope, which everyone hates. I don't know anyone that likes that trope, and I don't know why authors keep using it. Doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You know what? They sit down and they talk about it like adults and they sort it out. And I loved that part. Excellent. Thank you, B.K. Borison, for writing characters who talk through things. Loved it. That part was great. overall, I do recommend it. It's a sweet best friends to lovers romance. Next up, I have Single and Ready to Jingle by Piper Rain, I think is who wrote this one. So our main female protagonist's name is Kinsey. Our main male protagonist's name is Andrew. Kinsey, sunshine, loves Christmas, wants everyone to love Christmas. She's an event planner who's currently working on Christmas parties. Our main male protagonist, Andrew, lawyer, grump. They both meet on a dating app that is kind of anonymous. You can't see the other person, you just kind of know their traits and stuff like that. And so they meet up for this date, never having seen each other. Lo and behold, they discover, she's never met him before, but lo and behold, they discover that he is actually best friends with her brother. They went to law school together. She's heard her brother talk about him a lot, just never met the guy. Their first date did not go great. They didn't really like each other, but he finds himself in a position where his boss's wife is wanting to throw a Christmas party for the company and her event planner has canceled on her. And so he's like, hey, I know an event planner. This is the girl. And they are forced to work together. And everything else happens. You can kind of guess what it is. Spice, Christmas, grump, sunshine. Next up, I have one that I did not read this year. I read it last year, but I have In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This one was excellent. This is like a time loop type of romance. Our main female protagonist, let me look up their names. I want to say maybe his name is Andrew too, actually. It is Andrew. Okay, wow, that's kind of weird. Anyways, main female protagonist, Malin. Male protagonist, Andrew. Malin, Andrew, and another family, I think, all get together around Christmas time at this cabin out in the woods to celebrate Christmas together. It's kind of like a collective, multi-family Christmas celebration. They celebrate their last Christmas together. The owners of the cabin, which I think are Andrew's parents, are selling it. And so they won't be able to have Christmas here anymore. And Malin is super upset. It's always been her favorite thing of the year. And on their way home, they get in this crash. And when she wakes up, it's the beginning of their Christmas trip again. And so she kind of gets a do-over to finally admit the feelings that she has for Andrew. She's always loved him. She's always had this thing for him, even though their families are best friends and she didn't kind of want to ruin that. She has this chance now to make herself happy and tell this man how she really feels about him. It was so sweet. I loved it. I definitely recommend it. Great Christmas. You get the Christmas vibes. They do all these Christmassy things. They make snow animals. I guess they're not snowmen. They have like a snow animal competition where the families get into groups and they make their own things, and whoever has the coolest snow creation wins. They go sledding. They go Christmas shopping. It's a great Christmas romance. So those are all the books that I've already read. I want to talk about some books that I have not read or am currently reading that I would like to get to. The one I'm currently reading is The First Christmas on Huckleberry Hill, I think is the name of it, by Jennifer Beckstrand. I say this every time I mention her, but if you're not new to my channel, you know or have heard about Jennifer Beckstrand. This one I did not know existed, and I'm so glad I found it right now in the Christmas season. So Anna and Felty are the grandparents of the Huckleberry Hill series. They are matchmakers. Grandparents matchmake all of their grandchildren. This one is about Anna and Felty's story, which I'm so elated to find. This is them when they're young. This is how they met. This is how they fell in love. I'm only like an hour into it, 2 hours into it. It makes my heart so happy. I love all of the Jennifer Beckstrand romances. They're Amish romances. And as a Christian myself, I sometimes find myself just wanting and aching and yearning for a faith-based romance. These are great if you're looking for those. Even though I'm not Amish, they're just so heartwarming and fulfilling. I don't know, I feel full after I read any of her books. Oh, I do have one more that I've read. I'm sorry, I do have one more that I read. I have The 12 Holidays by Emma St. Clair. Again, another author. If you've been on my channel, you know this author, Emma St. Clair. Excellent. This is a novella as part of the love cliches. It's about a side character in the love cliches, and it's a best friends to lovers type of trope. Kind of what it says. They each bring different dates to their holiday party. Again, another family, like collective family, get together for Christmas. Her family is really good friends with his family. They each bring separate dates, get really jealous, and something happens, and then they end up together at the party. And both of their families are like, it's about dang time. It's so sweet. I might actually reread this one because it's basically a novella. I might reread it. It's really sweet. Emma St. Clair also has another little Christmas romance coming out this month. When does it come out? Okay. A Holly Jilly Christmas is the name of her little novella. I'm so excited. It comes out in like the next week or two, I think. It's coming out soon. It's a grumpy sunshine workplace, I think is what she said, but he's not like her boss and she's not his boss, I don't think. Set in She Cake, which is the same town as the Graham Brothers series that she's writing. I'm so excited. Again, auto buy for me, anything Emma St. Clair. Those are the books that I'm actually excited for that are Christmas based that I haven't read yet. Emma St. Clair and Jennifer Beckstrand, both of those I haven't read yet. Super excited to get to. And there's one more I want to mention that I did read last year. Actually, no, I read it in March, I think. But I forgot about it until just this minute that I want to mention. Actually, I have two I want to mention. I just remember one more. Hold on. The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. I read this one physically, I think. Physically. I read it as an ebook. Super cute. We have twin sisters. One still lives in her hometown and helps her parents run their family bakery. The other one has moved, I think, to LA and is like a holiday baking host type thing. There's like a holiday Christmas bake-off show that she's the host of, co-host, whatever. She's kind of up for a promotion. There's going to be another, forgive me, it's been a while since I've read this, but there's some kind of other show that is being created and they're needing the host. And so she and her co-host are kind of competing for this job. Something happens, she gets a concussion and she loses her sense of smell. And so she asks her sister, she's like, hey, please come trade places with me. Please come be this host. I don't have a sense of smell, so I can't taste any of these dishes. I'm going to be a terrible judge on this competition. Please swap places with me so I can get this promotion. So they agree. So her sister comes to take her place as her job, as a host. And then she goes back home to their family bakery and helps run the bakery. Neither of them are good at either of these jobs. They both keep screwing up. But in the midst of swapping places, they each find someone they love in the other place. Her sister comes to LA, finds someone she really likes there. She goes back home, finds a new guy who has moved into this small town that she hasn't met before. She really likes him. It was sweet. It was a good Christmas romance, all centered around Christmas. Excellent. The last one I want to mention is not strictly a Christmas romance, but it kind of is. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. I have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the novella for A Court of Thorns and Roses after finishing everything, after the original trilogy. And it's basically their Christmas celebration that Feyre and Reese and all the gang get together. They exchange gifts. They have a holiday party, Christmas party. It's great. Super sweet. If you want to dive back into the ACOTAR world for the Christmas season, it's super short. I might reread this one just to get in the spirit. Just to have my little ACOTAR fix during the Christmas season. So there we go. Those are some Christmas romances that I either recommend to you, or I'm excited to read, or I just have saved just in case I'm still in the mood after I finish the ones that I'm already reading. There's a bunch on here, so hopefully you can find something you like. I feel like there's a little bit of everything. There's kind of some spice in here. There's some clean romances in here. There's some Amish romances in here. Hopefully you find something you like. If you've read any of these, please let me know. If there are any that I need to read, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas or a holiday, whatever it is that you celebrate. Thank you guys. I'm so thankful for you and blessed that you're here. We'll meet back here next time. See ya.